Well, I think this the deforestation issues were the main, I think, the agenda for a lot of national and international agencies and donor agencies.
We had a clear task. That was we saw that a bit as our job to sort of bring together experiences and people and try and thereby be involved in the definition of community forestry in different aspects.
Groups were getting organised and putting together a framework which ultimately led to the establishment of RECOFT. So there was a lot of talk in the region about the need for some sort of regional centre to analyse what was happening around the region in different countries and to promote the notion of community forestry.
That Dr. Sineratane wanted to see me. I went to see him at the President's office, and he sent an idea of establishing the center.
This room used to be a RECOFT office when our organization was established in 1987.
I have to admit that at the beginning, we are not we did not look at to become international center like this, and I think we just thinking of running the project as a small project.
It was, I think, very exciting, for everybody, the staff. We are very proud that we have the princess. It's just especially Princess Linhorn. Many people, Thai people, love her, and we feel that it's like an honor, for us, and for RECOFT, that this building, can be used, for our activity, and it will be something like, blessing to whatever we will do in the future.
In 1996, if you look at the training program in RECOFT, there were only three international training courses. The one is the certificate one. It's called Community Forestry certificate course. And the second is the Community Forestry Extension course. And the third one is Participatory Management in Forested Areas.
But the big change might be, during the time that we got a new director.
The one thing that the way that we brought the change within RECOFT, and the way that the RECOFT, the image is now projected out as one of the leading community forestry institutions in the region and in fact in the world, and I think RECOFT is the only institution which is solely committed to community forestry, and this actually presents both challenges and opportunities for RECOFT.
In 1998, I joined the training course, again this community forestry extension course. So that was my first time actually I associated with RECOFT. Actually, it was great to learn about community forestry, about even within my countries, things outside the country, in Bangkok. Learning things in Nepal, what happening in Nepal, but in Bangkok from like Dr. Yammalla. I learned I learned more about the process, extension process of the dissemination and the facilitation, motivation in the rural community as well as for the partners. So the process that I learned was very useful for me.
In the late 90s, we started to realize it's not as simple as that. There are very strong, other interests in this forest. It's not just, these communities or these farmers are not the only interest group there. We focus on that, but by focusing on that, we didn't, we lost sight a bit of all the other interests.
Yeah, the project that stand for a longer period of time, I think, is the Thai Country Support Program, funded by Danset, and then later on with Danita.
Part of the community forestry development process in the field that we have to enter ourselves in the community. It took at least 2 years to build trust. I mean, to kind of let them know our intention and our objectives of working there.
If I look back when I was at RECOF, we used to get lots of participants for courses and workshops and conferences that came from Africa and few from Latin America and few from the Pacific. And which indicates that RECOF was recognised and was providing, opportunities for discussion and training, which were not available or not readily available in those regions.
And now the people who implementing community forest, even in many countries, they are moving more to community-based natural resource management rather than working purely with the forest.
The other big change that's taken place in RECOFT, I think, is a move towards a broader vision of community forestry and a desire by RECOFT to be more than just a training centre, but rather to be an intellectual base for community forestry thinking and analysis, and to influence community forestry thinking in countries by engaging in a range of policy dialogues, discussions, as well as more practical type of issues as well.
We have to work with national organizations, institutions, both government and non-government organizations, and civil societies, and at the local level, like different interest groups, and then we also have to thus align with international organizations and multilateral and bilateral donors.